Hey, good evening, everyone. This will be a recovery video log for October 28th, 2025. It was Tuesday. I decided for the trip out of town to Ohio, I was like, we didn't do a lot for the presidency, so I was like, it's not really like it was just hanging out with a friend. You know what I mean? Like, we watched a bunch of anime, we watched House of Paradise, so I was like, I'm not gonna like recover it all. There's no like real point, you know. Like, went to a festival, we went to a boutique. I made chili. Like, it wasn't like super interesting. I think I made one video log from it on the what was it, the 24th, the Friday where we left, and it was like that was probably the most interesting day. So this Tuesday we came back. So in my logbook I had written down goals because I like woke up and I wrote down goals and realized it was Wednesday because I was so exhausted on Tuesday that I was like, okay, so didn't write any goals for Tuesday, but and there's some good reasons. So we woke up. Well, I probably took like a 30-minute nap. So we were gonna stay up all night. Our flight left at 7, and then Tiyra worked at 6 or like 5 or something. And so we were like, okay, we're just gonna get up at like 2 in the morning because she needed to drive an hour to the airport and then 2 hours back to her work, right? So 3 hours or so. She works at 5. We need to leave at 2. So we go and she drops off at the airport at like 2:40, and the airport like officially opens at 4. So we waited in this lobby, and honestly, the lobby was really nice, right? Like it was the Canton Akron Airport. I think it was called the Akron Airport or something like that. But it was actually really nice. Um, the airport officially like opened, like TSA opened at 4. So we were waiting there for like an hour and just like chilling on these sofas. I, looking back, regret not getting more sleep on those sofas, dude. And you'll find out why very soon. So they TSA opens at 4, and they're fully stocked and loaded, like full staff on 15 people or so at 4 a.m. on the dot, right? They open up the thing. We're like, okay, we might as well just go through. Grass is probably green on the other side. Seats are probably comfier on the other side. Okay, we head in, and it's 4 a.m. Government shut down. They're all like joking about like free labor. Like they're still joking about it. Like every TSA agent I saw was joking about free labor or not being paid or being furloughed, like whatever it was, they were all joking about it. So Ava didn't have her real ID yet, so she's like not supposed to be allowed on the plane. So they basically just like gave her an extra pat down, and there's no one else in line, bro. It's 4 in the morning. We're the first flight out at 7. So we're 3 hours early, right? So we go through and we go and find our gate, and there's only like 4 gates or whatever, and sit down, and immediately I realize these seats are not comfortable. Like, it's like, dude, if you've ever been in the back of a cop car, like that hard plastic, oh my god, it was like that but worse. And there's like 1,000 of them, bro. Okay, like 1,000. I say like 1,000. There's probably 150 seats most, but it was just like, this is the most uncomfortable chair I've ever sat in. So what I did was like, I had my luggage stacked on the chair next to me, put my pillow down, was all sat like this, like trying to get some sleep. It's 4 a.m. There's no one here. The flight leaves at 7, right? So we're the... Where'd I put my water bottle? I might have left it in the bathroom. Oh well. So we're the only flight. Like no one's here yet. So I'm like comfortable sitting down. Dude, I'm sure I went to sleep. Anna's like doing whatever on her phone. And I open my eyes, bro, and all of a sudden, I'm super tired. We need to wait 3 hours. I open my eyes, all of a sudden, there's a lot of people. Like, I feel like I literally just, like, blinked, and it was people, bro. And I was like... And I mean, bro, probably 50 plus people. All these weird people. I'm, like, looking around, like... There's a lot of people here, right? What happened, dude? So plane pulls up. It's, like, 5 minutes late or whatever. And so we all board, and Ava and I are sat next to each other for that flight. And then, it's like an hour-long flight. I slept the whole thing, bro. On Anna's shoulder the whole time. My neck had like a crink in it. I was like sitting there like, oh. Oh yeah, that's nice. That one's not popping. But I was passed out under the whole flight. And then so we get to our layover in Chicago, and get some like McDonald's breakfast. And yeah, pretty good, soda, hash brown, McMuffin, bussin'. And so we get ready to board, and then for the second flight, Ava and I are like seated separately. She's like 2 rows behind me on the other side of the plane, and she handled it like a champion. Like she was like talking to the guy next to her about it and everything. Like she was doing well for all things considered. And so we land back in Boise, and then we like leave the Boise airport, and Daniel drives our car to come pick us up, and I switch him and I drive back, and like whole way home totally fine from Boise, so it's like 30-minute drive probably. As we're about to pull off to our freeway exit, like literally the freeway exit is inside, I can see it. The gas pedal just stops working. So I'm literally like driving and I'm like pushing the gas, and it just goes. It's like you get like a thump sound as I'm pushing it. I'm going, there's no gas, dude. Like, what is happening? So that's our first thought. Like, that's literal first thought is there's no gas in the car. And I'm looking at it. So our gas gauge doesn't work. Like, it works-ish. But how I do it is I'll fill it up and it goes 200 miles safely, right? Like, it can for sure go 200 miles on a full tank. I filled it up. It's at 135. So I know we have gas. But we're like, okay, so we'll call Corey, have him bring us some gas. We have him bring us some gas. Not it. We put the gas in, doesn't work, right? Still won't start. So I'm like, what is happening? Like, the car isn't even like, it's like, like it's not like it's firing, but it's not turning over. And so I'm like, that's super, super weird. So whatever. We kind of like troubleshooted a bit, and then Corey comes and picks everyone up. Except me, I stay with the car and like call tow trucks to see like what the prices are. One of the guys was like, "We'll do it for 140," and I was like, "Oh, I'll call around and see." And they didn't no one gave me a better price. So call them back and they're like, "Oh, our truck is back in town. It's gonna be 150." I was like, "Whatever, I don't care. Get me home." So tow truck comes, picks me up, gets me home. The tow truck guy actually knew my neighbor, so my neighbor came out and talked for a while, and we were literally just sitting like, "Dude, I don't know what's wrong with the car. Like, it should have been working fine." Um, so yeah, paid the tow truck driver, went inside. Anna was already passed out because she hadn't slept at all from, Monday morning to Tuesday evening. Like she didn't sleep on any of the flights. She probably got an hour of sleep while waiting at most. And then so while she was sleeping, Corey and I went and got food at work, my work, at the Chinese restaurant because we were like mildly hungry, and I was just like, dude, let's experience a little bit of home. So we went and hung out there, just chugged some good food. Dude, it was so good, and got Anna some food to go, and then came home, and I absolutely passed out. Like it was, like I think it was. I want to say it was like 8 o'clock, maybe 9, and just passed out. I woke up at 10 the next day, so I got 12 hours of sleep at least. I was exhausted. But so while I was in Ohio, the one thing that I was like mildly interested in, let me write this down. This will be my daily thought. While we were in Ohio, I watched a video from the Singaporean president. So Singapore is kind of described in America as like the most successful dictatorship. Like the president of Singapore has a lot of power, all right, a lot of control over his country, and he gives I want to say it's with the Financial Times. He gives an interview with, I want to say the Financial Times. Let me just make sure this FT Singapore president. Let me just make sure. Yeah, Financial Times interview. So he interviews with the Financial Times, and the whole point of the conversation is supposed to be about a post-America world, which I think is a really interesting concept. So in living memory, like right as we've been alive, there are very few people who are alive today who remember, like have memories of a time before American dominance. That's just how it is. Like America has been the great empire of the last 80 years, right? Since 1945. right? Post World War II, manufacturing boom, baby boom, like that's the thing, right? And so they're talking about this post America world, and there was a lot of comments that were like extremely American exceptionalism, extremely American like pessimism, and I'm such a diehard centrist. Like I could see both sides, but it's so clearly like a mix of both, right? And it's like, we have a president right now who's really protectionist, and I feel like what he was afraid to say and like unwilling to say is like, even though he's the dictator of Singapore, he has to follow the law. Like he can't really do illegal things. Like the judicial branch still exists. Like there are still checks and balances within Singapore to an extent, right? And I say to an extent because in America there's no extent. Like there's no checks and balances enacting in America to keep the executive in check, to keep the judicial strong, and to keep the legislative independent. Like there's no checks and balances happening at all, right? And so it's like it's this breeding ground for corruption, and he was like very very nervous to say that the issue is that the legislators can just write laws and go, yeah, hey man, insider trading, very bad, except for Congress. Like killing people, very bad, except for Congress. DUIs, very bad, but if Congress does it, you can't investigate it. Like this stuff where it's like just at the very, very end, except for Congress. Like everything's very, very bad except for legislators. You can't investigate sitting members of Congress if you're the FBI. That's illegal. You can't do that one. It's just like how do we allow that? You know what I mean? How did we get here? But he like kind of skirts around that, and so they're talking a lot about trade. They're talking a lot about like shifting alliances, and Singapore is a pretty small country. Like it's not a world power by any means, but it's still like it's like I guess the canary in the coal mine isn't exactly the right way to put it. There's a lot of canaries in the coal mine saying the air in here is bad, right? But for Singapore to be coming out and just being like, yeah, we need to talk about a post-America world. Like, we need to move on without America. Like, the rest of the world is going, okay, America's cooked. We got to move on. We got to go forward, do something else. America's not as reliable as we thought. Like, the winds of change are blowing. We don't like the direction they're blowing in. We're moving on. Like, hearing that conversation was super, super interesting. And I mean, I'm an American. I live in America. I'm going to be the president of America one day. To sit here and go, yeah, let's talk about a post-America world. I don't think there's going to be the downfall of America in any way we like would actually see a downfall. You know what I mean? Like I think if the empire of America collapses, the country is still here. You know what I mean? Like the country doesn't go away. I think at most the country will divide, but it wouldn't be a good play. Like it just wouldn't make any sense. You know what I mean? Like to take the logistics and the military and split it all up and do everything separately and have different borders. Like it just sounds like hell on earth, right? It just sounds like a logistical nightmare. Let's just keep the country united and figure it out. So for me, an American, to go, let's talk post America. I live here. It's not going anywhere. Like it's still gonna be here. It's just that this trade isolationist tactic is not good. Like when countries where the leader has like sole power are talking about shifting away from America, they're gonna shift away from America. And who are they gonna shift to except the guys producing everything in China? Who else are they gonna shift to? Because it isn't our allies. And yeah, it's interesting to see what's coming of America. But yeah, I just wanted to talk on that. It was something interesting I watched. It was probably the only thing from the trip that was like really, really related to the whole 2064 president thing. So I wanted to touch on it briefly. Yeah, it was a solid Tuesday. I did not make a video log because I was so tired of you all. Y'all would have seen me just like So, yeah. I hope you all had a wonderful Tuesday, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.